Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never role-played before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes are doing their final preparations before heading to Baldur's Gate. Alyn came to town to bring Seamus back through a Raven Gate. Butthole dealt with complicated feelings seeing his old friend. And Quinny let everyone know how Jinny was struggling. Can our heroes set things right before they head to Baldur's Gate? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Juniper, the time has come to become Gartok. You are setting out to grow some crops before going off in search of Zabiana, the missing info broker who reportedly has information about Raish Grey, the one delegate from Baldur's Gate who seemingly was a member of the Harpers and seems to have orchestrated a counter plot against an existing plot and disappeared without a trace. So they are in the wind. Quinny, you are trying to track them down. You're also aware that you're definitely not in love with honeypot compatriot Vinton Charlemagne is also in search of answers about this, given the nature of Raish Grey's subterfuge, planning a fake Wyvern and assault on the Damar embassy, but also the fact that Damar and Vassar are generally at each other's throats regardless due to the old reunification piece.
Yeah, my feelings towards her are as straightforward and simple as the case of the murder of Longadon Geese.
Yeah, fair enough. And it will take smart Reginald to figure out how you really feel.
To tell me how I feel.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got some additional pressures there. You know that she has retreated to Vassar in order to return home and possibly prepare for war with Damara. You never know.
Cool.
So before you leave, though, Gartok, Juniper / Gartok, you wanted to grow some crops. Obviously, we now have a trade relationship with the Abbey of the Golden Sheaf. Mm-hmm. However, that doesn't solve for fruit and vegetables. It's just a lot of grain. So you're looking to grow some of the crops that Captain Plantier made appear outside of the city walls that were then burned by overzealous then Aka, now Asgard troops, before you all depart in search of Zabiana, who apparently has been taken somewhere near Baldur's Gate. So, what does this process look like for you?
First, before leaving Butthole's presence, I can successfully turn back into Gartok without needing to be bonked.
Very good.
So no bonks scenario?
Oh, no bonks.
Congratulations. You're really starting to nail this down. I feel like you're doing better in controlling your alpha gumbo.
Thank you. I have improved.
Yeah, you're very talented, Gartok.
Well, I got worse. Now I got better again. Yeah.
Yeah, but no matter what happens, you'll always be a member of the Sigma Squad of Bite Force to me.
Okay, if I have to.
You do. All right, we'll see you later.
I'm going to go plant things.
And then Gartok will want to basically gather the town watch, except for 4 of them who will be patrolling, and basically take all of like the leftover refuse of the burnt crops, and ask them all to like kind of scatter it in rows to just whatever chance there is of any seeds in it. We just have to take it. So.
Okay. Let's roll for scattering. Oh, yeah. They do a good job.
Okay.
This is, again, most of the people that Juniper recruited are legitimately excited to kind of be part of something that will keep Asgard safe, but that isn't an army of professional murderers. It's a nice change of pace for these parts. So I think getting a chance to, in a lot of ways, it's a lot of folks who've probably been looking around the city for a long time being like, it'd be really nice if we had gardens here instead of a murder pit.
So it's a lot of like, I went to the Abbey of the Golden Sheep. This is how you plow. This is how you turn it. Now spread out the seeds. I'll cover it. Perfect.
It's just a lot of...
Yeah. Excellent. And then if I remember correctly, you lay down in it. That's the Gartok way.
Yeah. Lay down in the middle. It's just...
All right, everyone. I need 8 hours uninterrupted alone time. Thank you.
And then he just like lies back like starfishes out, and then just concentrates
Great.
on enriching the land.
Just so I can picture this, is he laid out on his back still with the chair? So it's just like tipping the chair back to lay down, or does Gartok climb out of the chair?
No. He climbs out of the chair.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wants as much body to
Well,
earth
yeah.
contact,
And then it's almost just kind of like wiggling his body back and forth, so he's like kind of as surrounded by dirt as possible.
Awesome.
So wriggly goblin in the dirt.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
so
this is nice.
we'll count this, I think, towards the prosperity point that the city already got, just because the city stats are like character stats, and if we just keep jacking them, it's going to get real weird. But as
Sweet.
is the way of these things begin to grow. It's a curious sight, but the people of Asgard are... Both the people who've been here since the fall of Akka are getting more and more used to random shit happening around. For a while, again, it became very sort of Saruman hiding in his tower and everyone being like, what's going on with Saruman? It's like, he's mad. He's up there and he's mad. So, with the various teleportations that are occurring, the mysterious gate that just arrived in a courtyard, the chiseling of the fortress, everyone's just getting used to weird shit. And then the people who are new here are just kind of like, I guess this is just what it is.
Yeah.
There's lots of weird stuff getting set up. So they're fine with that. So you're doing your growing for 8 hours. I'm going to give you a point of inspiration for getting to commune with nature.
Oh, thank you. My God, I got to use up some of this inspiration, baby.
Yeah, and
Inspired. It makes sense.
I feel like
It's
we're going to
Gartok.
go to Baldur's Gate, and there may be a lot of reasons for us to use them.
No,
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate isn't known for adventure. It's known for murder. So Quinny and Butthole, you want to have a chat about Ginny. We got into this a little bit last episode, but specifically you mentioned wanting to kind of discuss how to balance the burden. Was there anything additional you wanted to do on that front? Any further?
Yeah, so I feel like first I gotta do this just so we can take care of some accounting. And he takes out one of the boons. You've seen him receive these before, and he hands it to you.
Well, I got to ask, what does this boon look like?
It is the same kind of like metal, almost clamshell as seen before, only it has the symbol of Asgard spread over the top of it. So it's the same symbol with the crossed hammers and everything else, only it's on an ovoid rather than on the actual specific shield shape that you normally see.
Oh, when did you have this done up?
Oh, I made a request yesterday, so I got that put together.
Fast turnaround time. What would you like me to do with this?
Oh, this is yours. And he opens up the inside. He's like, see, it says that you get the Fortress of Forlorn Hope.
Oh, that's not necessary.
Oh, no, here's the deal. You don't have to cash this in. I just want you to have it. Here's the deal. If we're sorting out Jinny and we're sorting out a bunch of things, there may be a version of this where if this goes bad, I'm gone. You don't want to be king. Jinny's going to be here, but you may need a fallback place. You may need something that isn't going to be officially taken over by somebody else, and then it's in an official way. So if you've got this, then it's kind of like having a deed you can burn. You don't have to do anything, but if you need this at some point, this is the way to get it.
All right. I will hold on to it.
Great. That's all I'm asking. Yeah. This isn't a passive-aggressive thing. This is also like you might need like a retirement plan because I don't know what the hell happens when we get old.
Fair. Yeah. Okay. I'm comfortable to hold on to it. I do not see myself using it, but maybe that'll change. So sure, I'll hold on.
Great. I had your name put on it, and there's like a record of it at the castle, so you can see that it's to you. This isn't like a blank check that like if somebody takes this off you, they randomly get the fortress. It's very specifically quinnied up.
Okay. Great. And I'll tuck it into his pocket, one of his many pockets, and pat it and like, all right, secure.
Great. So I have some ideas for how we might be able to help Ginny. We could just go talk to her. Do you have ideas for how we might be able to assist with this? Like, we're blending into regent/parent.
Yeah. Talking to her seems like a good idea, although I don't know how much she wants to talk with me about this stuff. Maybe you'll have a better go of it than I did.
Okay.
But yeah, it just feels like it's a lot for her, and I don't want her to feel pressured so young, She can feel pressured about stuff running a kingdom when the time comes.
Yeah. Like I want her to have the support system in place so she's not just like freaking herself out.
Yeah.
And nothing happening. Also, we can like put some training wheels on and let her try some stuff.
Yeah.
She's worried about speeches. Spoiler alert. The way you learn is by giving a bunch of bad speeches. Like it's kind of like,
I love that.
it's kind of like I imagined picking a lock. Probably the first time you do it, it takes a really long time and it's embarrassing, and then you get better at it.
I feel like I've always been good at it, but I understand the theory.
Okay, great. Yeah, it makes sense that you were always really good. You are pretty talented at everything. Okay, we can go talk to her, and yeah.
What did you have in mind initially before I told you that she was already working on stuff?
Well, I was kind of thinking that like she might need some like royal lessons. Also, like we need to declare her so that it's publicly known that she's the heir, because otherwise it just becomes a war of knives and people are like, oh, she says she was supposed to be princess, or this person also says they're supposed to be this, and it just becomes a thing. And I was thinking like Reginald could probably, while like we're away, function almost as bodyguard but also advisor, because if we go, then it's a lot more of like dealing with neighbors that are way more powerful than us, and apparently being brave and honorable doesn't always work if we're all dead.
Yeah.
And Reginald is very good at living in a world where bravery and honor might not be the actual methodology of success.
Sure, yeah, okay, I can appreciate that. Do you feel like as the king of Asgard that there's like a target on your back or anything like that? Just to be the king of somewhere, do you feel like it makes you...
Realistically at this point, I think the Plantiers definitely want to kill us. The neighbors seem kind of cool. It's why I was waiting, Rose. Like, I didn't want to declare her if Cormier was going to try to burn the place down, because then
that's my worry is basically is if we're declaring this publicly, what's the threat factor for my daughter? What is put her in the public eye? What does that mean for her?
Well, here's the thing. It makes her obviously a way to get to us, but they already know that about getting to you if it's through family, which is why she's here. The question is, if we put her more at risk now, then if she becomes ruler, she'll be safer because she'll have all the experience to not make mistakes in a crisis in the same way. If we keep her hidden now, we put her at maximum risk if something goes wrong. That's why I wanted to check in with you to be like, what's the plan? Because, again, we're stepping from regent also into parent.
Yeah, okay. So I think the check-in with me is, and it's kind of I can see how it could be read as a cop-out, but I do think it's probably the best idea is to check in with her on if she wants the announcement, to understand like what that all means for her, because I know she also just kind of wants to do like adventure-y, thiefy stuff too, and if she's a big public persona, maybe that screws that up for her. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be a way we could work around that. Okay. What's like a good name for a thief? Like if you were inventing a thief character who was pretty cool, what would the name be? It can't be your name.
Oh, well, all right. Give me a second to think then. Maybe like, and this is going to apply to Ginny?
Oh, you got ahead of me. That's good. Yeah, that's where I was heading.
Like I don't know, like Nightingale or Dark Shadow Smoke.
All right, those are two really good options. Dark Shadow Smoke. Good. Okay, yeah, perfect. All right, let's go talk to Ginny.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock. Hello? He's outside Ginny's room.
Ginny just, like, you hear a thump and a rustling of bed sheets and blankets, and Ginny just, like, opens the door, bleary-eyed, like, hair askew, clearly having been snoozing.
Morning.
Yeah, I guess. Hi. Oh, your highness, uncle, what? Hey, are you guys okay? Are you going on another suicide mission?
We don't know how tricky it's going to be, but we are leaving.
I wouldn't rate it as a suicide mission. This one's just a mission.
Suicidal yet.
Okay, cool.
It's a rescue mission.
She like runs her hands back through her hair to just try and get it out of her face a bit, and kind of failing, be like, "Can I come? I can get my knives. Are we going adventuring?"
Look to Quinny.
Oh shit! No, I'm not going. Am I? Okay, what is it then? What weird thing is this today?
I don't know. I mean, how quickly can you be ready?
Like, really quickly if I'm going adventuring.
And Quinny looks back to Butthole. It's like,
we're both like raising eyebrows. Everybody's looking at someone else to make a decision.
Well, yeah, it's like, are you okay traveling to a maybe dangerous place with the kingdom's insurance policy?
I mean, one for the road, figure out a new persona, and then we come back and keep going. I mean, if she isn't safe with us, on like a random mission where no one knows she's going, let alone that we're going, this feels safe. Here's the question. The person who does know where we're going is Vinton Charlemagne.
Right.
would you bet Ginny's life on trusting Fintan Charlemagne? Because if this is an ambush to get us all killed, then she dies. If we all die.
Yeah, Dad, how well can you trust your booty call?
Okay, so
Your one true love.
people have been
do you
talking.
trust her?
Great.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It could be both.
She gave us the info, so it's going to go one of two ways, where it's good, and yeah, she can be trusted, or that's the trap, and we spring it.
So the question is, are you blinded by your love for her?
Oh, my God. Ginny, listen, there will be rules. And if you break any of those rules, that's it.
Yeah, okay, sure, but like when you say rules, the rules like we're going to go to something cool and you need to stay far away and wait for us, because if I'm just like your valet, I don't really want that. I want to be involved in stuff. So I'll follow your rules if those rules aren't just we brought you along as a weird piece of halfling luggage who can just like be nearby while we do cool shit. You know, I don't want to be Bucky.
They might be those rules. The rules will likely change over the course of the mission.
All right.
Do you want to come along?
the
or
All
mission?
not?
right, so here's the other plan. We'll give you the full information. So
Okay.
we hadn't really thought of bringing you on the mission, but it's a fair thing for you to ask. So you are going to be like the heir to this country, obviously.
Sure, yeah, I've been working on that.
That's great. So I was thinking we might need to get you more practical experience. Also, Cormier's gone. They left, so that's nice. We're good with everybody. We're in the Lord's Alliance. We got a bunch of friends, so we're not going to immediately go to war. So we're kind of in this interesting interim space, which is you are an heir, but you're a secret heir, which means nobody knows that you're there. So if I go, then you're
Sneaky little heir.
then you're going to snap out and be like, it's me. He said I should be the heir. And you're going to be facing probably 4 or 5 different people who also say exactly the same thing. So then it becomes...
Bucky, Seamus,
No,
Patty.
they'll back you, but it'll be people with ambition. who
It'll be
also
like
want the thing.
Seraphina Bell Winter's definitely going to take a shot, and like there's probably other
Rich
spookier people we're not
assholes.
aware of. Yes, who have their own armies, and then it's very easy to kind of become a civil war. So that is an option. It keeps you safe now because nobody knows you're the heir, but it means you get no heir experience, you get no ruling experience in the practical sense, and then you're into like
I mean, Uncle Butthole, as I understand it, you need this insurance policy thing with me because, like, if you guys die on one of your cool missions or whatever, then the kingdom can fall to shit. And, like, your whole thing was it keeps me safe because then I'm, like, in the seat, sort of, but also you need someone you can trust to, like, run the place, right? So keeping me secret doesn't do any of that. So then, like, why bother? So I appreciate that it might keep me more safe now, but it just means that, like, when it happens, I'll just get murdered by different people, or I'll have to murder different people.
Yeah. So, okay, that checks out. Quinny and I kind of ran through this, and we just wanted to give you an option.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is we should announce you officially so that you can be here and be a part of the organizational process and leading and ruling, especially when I'm away. Because then you get a chance to, give speeches, check in on things, understand what's going on, but you've got Annan helping you, and theoretically, everybody's going to kind of fall in line. And we can talk to Reginald, and he can kind of be your bodyguard and look after you when you're out and about.
Oh, good. So I'll know who will survive by running away fastest when I get attacked.
That's a lot of his history, but Reginald's been pretty heroic right now. He ate his dad's head.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. All right. Yeah, sure. Oh, okay.
And
And
the other thing is, he could teach you one thing Reginald's very good at that I'm imagining might be a stressor for you because you haven't had to deal with a lot of crowds. Have you seen how much the Hammers seem to like Reginald?
they do really seem to like Reginald.
He's very good at public opinion, getting people to like him, and figuring out who's going to betray him, which I think are like the top 3 most useful skills. I've only got 2 of them. If you can have that third one and figure out who's betraying you, that'll be really good for you.
Yeah, and Dad's kind of bad at those too, so that's good. Those are good things for me to learn. Yeah. Also, admittedly, like everyone in Quintown's so trusting. Like they get really offended if you lock your door at night. So this is all new territory to me.
Yeah, so I'm like, Annan can teach you the business. Reginald can teach you paranoia and leadership. And you can train with the Hammers, because if they like you, then you know you're going to have the Hammers with you if something happens.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't want to wear armor to get too bulky though, because like I like
Oh,
being
no, I don't-
stealthy, and I need my
It's
I
prob-
need
it's
to be
prob-
limber. She does like the arm wave and stuff, and she's like, I gotta keep limber for.
It'll be good for the Hammers to fight somebody who's tiny, super nimble, and super dangerous. And it'll be good for you to fight a bunch of people who
am
do have
super
big
dangerous.
armor and
Yeah,
hammers.
yeah, that's
Because they're
true.
going to be, like, that's the ones Quinny struggles the most with, or like the tanky ones.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. That'll make. And Annan can do like a lot of the admin work, right?
Anna will do just as much work as Anna does when I'm the king. That's just a
okay.
given.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good because I don't want that. That's the part I don't want.
Oh, no. You have people do that because you got other stuff going on. So there are kind of two things that I wanted to flag. One is we haven't chosen the title of an heir. Right now I'm a king. It's just kind of a default, but like you could be a prince. You could be a princess. We could do like a prinx, Prinx, because it's like kind of a gender-neutral term. Or if you got something else you want to call the heir, we're really building this from the ground up. What do you prefer?
I hadn't thought of it. I was mostly thinking of thiefy-related names, but there aren't really any. It's like you're a good thief. No one knows your name because you're a thief unless you get an award. So what fits the royal vibe?
I mean, any of those three is pretty classically royal. So do you have a preference in terms of those three terms where you're like, oh, I feel like this one feels like me because that's the one we should go with?
Yeah, but it's not, I mean, not to get too royal about it, but it's not just about me. Like, we're setting a precedent here for...
I mean, Prinx is probably the most neutral.
All right, then let's go with Prinx because I want to make sure it fits anyone who steps into the role. Like,
that makes sense.
It's cool for me, but like, when I go out in a blaze of glory murdering like 10 tyrants and like stabbing Xanthus in the face, will we both explode on the moon or something? Like,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, right.
That's don't you also explode?
No,
you have to dodge out.
Oh
of that.
no, like ideally I would, but like if it came down to it, if I had to go in a blaze of awesome glory, like Dad did against other Reginald, like cool shit. But okay, let's go with Princeton. That works for me, and I think I just want to make sure like whoever my eventual step person of Aka has their own like.
They got their own vibe. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and we were thinking if you need to do some like missions or go out and sneak and do some thieving, because now you'll have like official Prinx time and then unofficial person time. You could kind of become a thief persona, wear a mask, become a legend off to the side, because then it's different. It's not related, and you're good enough to get away with it. So we came up with two names that we think could be good for your persona.
Okay.
The Nightingale.
Okay.
Or Dark Shadow Smoke.
Fuck, that's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Yeah, because like you're in the dark.
Yeah.
When you look around, what's that in the shadow? Just smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really paints a picture.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like the classy way to go that would fit a Prinx best is Nightingale, but I'm not a Prinx when I'm Dark Shadow Smoke. So,
okay, perfect. So we'll get a mask, and then we can get you a cool outfit.
But hang on, Dad. Your whole thing was you wanted to be the greatest thief ever and like be better than Meryl Streep and everything, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, but like when you did really good, they like renamed the award after you, and you got like a town named. Although they thought you worked.
Yeah,
for
I was gonna say I don't know if he did really good so much as died.
No, regardless, like, isn't the whole like when you wanted to be like the best thief, wasn't it important that people knew it was you? Like, if you had a persona, if you were the Nightingale, would you be like, oh man, I feel great because everyone's like, the Nightingale's the best. And you're like, hi, my name's Quinny, and they're like, I don't know who the hell that is. Get out of here. Like, can you still get that feeling of being the best if it's under a nom de thief?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah.
And also, that stuff's not as important to me anymore.
Well, yeah, but like that's because you already did it. Like, of course it's not important to you because you already did it.
As
I don't have a thief.
Uncle Butthole said it didn't really go down that way. Like, it was...
I mean, again, easy to say as the thiefy guy.
I mean, I'll throw this out from the side. There might be a way you can do this the most interesting way. Build the legend of Dark Shadow Smoke. Be the Prinx and then the ruler of this nation. And then when you die, publish a tell-all book that reveals that you were actually Dark Shadow Smoke.
Oh, shit.
Then you get you will have died, so you get the thiefy death bump. And you also get to have stolen your own legacy from people because they'll have ideas from you. You get to pull the rug out, give them something else, take back what you want, and you still get all the stuff.
Persuasion at advantage.
Yeah, there we go. 26.
Eyes go wide. The idea of stealing one's own legacy, A+. So yeah, she's just like, okay, yeah, all right, that'll make sense.
Also, Annan will write the book. She's already written bestsellers.
Oh, I'm gonna get her going on it now because like by the time
going on it now.
Well, look, I'm just worried. Like, what if
for 60 seconds? Annan has chores.
if Annan like gets old and retires or something, or like wants to go spend more time with her like baby or whatever? I don't want her to be like, no, sorry, I don't have time for your book. So I just gotta get her going on it right now.
That makes sense. Yeah, she can start building that, which is good because you've had adventures already that are definitely definitely worth tracking.
Yeah, they're awesome.
And we'll need a book for you now as the Prinks, so that when you take power, we can publish a book about
Some
your
kind
rise
of diary,
to power.
some kind of Prinks diary.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that'll be great. Cool.
Alrighty, so then if you want to go on this mission, this could be a great way to start establishing dark shadow smoke, or you could stay and start practicing giving speeches, being a Prinks, all that business.
I don't need to practice that. I want to go on the mission. I'll do whatever you need. If you just need someone to like do minor stuff, that's fine. I just don't like bring me along and leave me places. Give me stuff to do. But if you give me stuff to do, I'll come with you. Start making dark shadow smoke a thing.
Great. So we'll sort out a dark shadow smoke outfit for you.
Yeah, I'll go get some gear from Lion Shield.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'll tell Patty Two Eyes so she can yell out of my two eyes and the giant statue to let everybody know that you're officially the Prinks.
Should get my own statue then?
Right now we don't have a ton of statue money to throw around. That one just kind of happened, which I didn't really know was going to happen. But yes, we will have to get you a statue.
Oh yeah, no, that's a stupid use of money. Okay, maybe we can steal one and then put my face on it.
See,
I'll think about that. I'll think about that. How big can you put, Dad? What size object can you put in a bag of holding? Could we stuff a statue in there?
No.
Fuck.
It would depend on how wide this statue was. If it was really tall,
If it
and
was
kind of skinny,
Anyone's
yes.
idea of a statue, no.
You could steal a flagpole,
I don't want a flagpole.
but then you put a flag on it with the picture of you.
How do you steal a flagpole? Once you get to the bottom, it's still affixed to the ground.
Well, I mean, you have to take it out of the ground
Yeah, you
first.
get the shovel out of the bag. Use the shovel. I mean,
you have to dig up a flagpole.
I hate this.
Or
No,
you can
I
just
want
chop
that.
off at the bottom. I got a hammer. You just hammer that sucker
Yeah, but
over.
isn't it just a
and it's
long
done.
pole then? It's not even a flagpole. That's
Well,
just a
then
staff.
we re-put it in the ground, and it's slightly shorter, but it's hard to make a long pole.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's hard
I never
to
thought
make.
of that.
Somebody's got to
long pole.
blacksmith it.
Yeah.
It's a long pole. How long's your blacksmithy? A
Oh
lot
God,
of
I
small
didn't
town
even
ones,
think about
they're
how difficult it is to
cottage
make
size.
things.
Just
Oh,
make
I
it
got to
out of-
learn all about blacksmithing. Like you guys are just having a conversation, and she's just having a full like the weight of the kingdom just hit her. She goes, "Okay, that's great. That's for the Prinks to deal with." Yeah, cool. You get me that stuff. I'll draw some mask pictures. Go get Bucky to help me make some mask pictures, and we'll figure something out.
All right,
okay.
so you sort out the mask. You sort out the outfit.
Yep.
I'll let Patty Two Eyes know to go do some yelling. I mean, that's probably standard, but we'll pass messages. Otherwise, this feels pretty good.
Cool. Well, I'm like again trying, despite being like in her pajamas and desperately like looking much younger than she normally likes to present. She's like, I'm ready. I'll be honored to go on a mission with you guys. I will find some pants.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Brush your
yeah.
teeth.
Yeah. Okay. Is there coffee at least?
Coffee. Yes, go get some coffee wherever you get your coffee from.
Bucky puts out a huge spread
I
between his siestas.
Oh yeah, it's almost
just take
almost
food.
second
I don't
morning.
know who.
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
it.
All
I
right.
just
That's
take
fine. I'll
things.
do it. Also, hey, sorry. Just before you guys go, Seamus was saying he's like,
The gatekeeper.
oh, so that's not. He didn't make that up.
No,
working on
that's a real
important stuff
title
for us now.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
That's so fucking cool. Okay. Don't tell him I said that. All right. Great. I'm going to go get coffee and gear and a mask and Real Kingdom and also become a master thief and help you guys on your super cool. Wait, this is like a cool mission, not one of these diplomatic bullshit things, right? We're not going to go talk to some king or something and be like, we'll trade you sticks
We're
for.
honestly, we don't know what we're getting into. So
Hell yeah. Okay. That's great. That's great. That's all I need to know. I just didn't want to go on a boring talky thing, you know?
it might be that. Might be so dangerous I send you home.
Hell yeah. You'll try. And then she runs off to get coffee.
This is a bad idea.
I don't know what good ideas are anymore. They're just kind of ideas.
I don't either.
If it didn't make things worse yet. Here's the thing: we're gonna know if this is a bad idea a couple of days from now.
All right.
But I think I'm gonna try to also find a body double. Do you know anybody from Quintown who sort of looks like Ginny?
No, I don't know much of the.
If we like change their hair, did you see anybody on the convoy?
I mean, I don't really know any of the kids in Quintown, and I don't feel great about another child as a body double.
It doesn't have to
do
be
you
a
mean
child.
a grown person?
Yeah, we are like somebody that we could have like walk
can't
around the
think of-
palace in an outfit.
I can't think of anyone I grew up with who would look like Ginny.
I'll put Reginald on it. That can be a him problem.
Okay. Do you think he would choose a child to be her body double? Because I think he would.
No, he definitely wouldn't. He wouldn't pick a child at all. He'd find. Here's the thing: it's like a halfling. We just got to find a halfling.
All right, he's your brother.
I'll make it clear we need an adult body double.
I would
Minimum
appreciate
age
the specificity. 18, adult.
Okay,
age?
great. Minimum age of 18. How old is Ginny?
I gotta like count backwards from how many years it's been since I left town.
Okay, count backwards.
I think she's like 15. Also, time is weird in our campaign.
All right, so
I think we put her 16 maybe.
Yeah.
15,
16 makes sense if we include pirate year. That would make
Okay.
sense because we were on a ship, but we
For a
just
year.
set it for a year. All right, so we can find somebody 18, I'm sure. So, okay, I'll put Reginald in that because then we can have somebody in a Prinks outfit just wandering around the palace if, she's off being dark shadow smoke.
Sure, yeah, that's good.
Also, if there's a time where we think she's like really in danger, we can have the person wander around as the body double instead of having Ginny there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so body double. Reginald's going to be a bodyguard. Whatever. I can basically write him a note and he'll deal with that. You've got to go pick out the
I
outfit.
gotta go get some armor.
And then the last thing I kind of have to ask you about was we kind of got interrupted. We were talking about like Alyn and feelings. And like, did you have any thoughts about Alyn or feelings?
Yeah, I thought she was pretty out of line there, but it's been a while, so maybe I'm chalking it up to maybe just being like a misstep of or getting into our groove as the three of us. It's been a while. It was great seeing her right off the top there, and then when it started talking about God stuff, she like went real icy cold on us there. And I mean, she does that. She's cool.
I thought she was always just a warm person who really just loved us both and was excited to be here.
Sometimes, but then other times, like you said, like the magic thing kind of.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I
changes
remember
a
old
person.
Alyn versus like new Alyn, like towards the end. I felt like she changed, but maybe I wasn't reading the signals right the whole time. Is this another Fallenmeyer Pink Blossom? Did Alyn have her own interests and goals that were different than ours, and I may not have picked up on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And then and those interests of goals have probably also changed in her absence from us. She spent again the time stuff that she talked about of like being in like future place or something like that. I didn't listen very well, but all the time with Declan and honor system, it sounds like it was a significant amount of time. She's been gone for a while, So
Yeah, okay. Maybe the challenge for me is that the wants and needs weren't stated like really specifically, so I didn't understand Alan's goals. So I just kind of filled in blanks.
yeah, that sounds like
So
your thing. Yeah.
what are your wants and goals? So then if they're explicitly stated, then I'll know them so that I don't get confused or make up a story.
Oh boy. I've never had to explicitly state my wants and goals. I just kind of act on impulse a lot. So
I like how you're in love with vintage Charlemagne.
like how I'm navigating that honeypot situation with perfect execution. But can I take a minute to think about
Oh yeah, sure.
what I want to
Sure, yeah.
state as
Let me know.
Quinny's wants and needs for Butthole to know and remember?
Let me know when it comes and goes. Like we could think on that. We've got an adventure coming up. Sometimes it's good to be like doing a thing and then you have an epiphany. That's good. But
right.
like knowing that you're already in your relationship with vintage Charlemagne, and that seems like it's pretty locked down. You were saying that you're handling it excellently. Like what are your wants and goals there, just so that I explicitly know, and then I won't infer the wrong thing.
All right. Well, right now, my wants there are to maintain the relationship.
Okay. Keep samesies.
Yeah, while exploiting it to get as much information on Vasa as possible.
So you want to maintain your ongoing relationship and the love that you have, because you told me that explicitly.
I did tell you that, but that was before we talked about explicit wants and things like that. So that was, again, just an impulsive thing of just this ends the conversation faster.
Was it true, though, or was it a lie?
I don't love her.
Okay, that is surprising, but good. Okay, so you want to keep having sex with this lady and pretending to be in love,
Yeah.
and you want to rob her
Yeah.
of her secrets.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just a sex-based heist.
A honeypot.
That's what that means. Why do they call it a honeypot?
Maybe sex-based heist is too many syllables. Honeypot, sex-based heist. No, it's not that.
Maybe it's because they want there to be more entendres. Sex-based heist seems like a single entendre, whereas a honeypot people like honey, they're like reaching into pots. I'm imagining there's a metaphor. I don't know how it relates to dance, but
Dance? I don't know how it relates to dance either.
what you guys taught me about sex, and then you go into the room, and then you do a dance, and you swing around the pole,
Man,
kind of like
okay.
that. Play
We'll
True
have
Lies.
to update that for you, I guess, at some point.
I've been very careful to not dance and do certain moves at certain events because I don't want to accidentally have sex with anyone. I could get someone pregnant.
I have heard before that, some dance moves can be so potent they'll just get people pregnant. But
See, that's what I'm afraid of. That's why I don't dance in 4/4 time. Just 3/4. Waltzes are safe. They're not that sexy. But anything 4/4, or if it gets weirder, oh man,
okay.
I could impregnate a whole dance floor.
It feels like Annan's plate is already so full, but I'm gonna have to get her to talk to you about sex, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to my to-do list. Okay, so Quinny's doing a sex-based heist, and Annan needs to teach me about that more.
Just explain what sex is to you.
Explain the dance to me.
No, are you writing it down?
Yeah, I'm right.
saying it
I
slowly.
took a scroll out of my tummy bag and I'm writing it down. So
Okay.
she has to explain the dance of sex to me.
It's not a dance. Just literally explain sexual intercourse.
Why do they call that? I always thought it was because it was dancing between meals.
Dancing between meals?
Yeah, because it's intercourse.
So where's the dancing come from?
Well,
Intercourse between meals, sure, between courses.
That's what sex is. So sexual intercourse, I
okay,
always
but sex
assumed
is not
was
dancing.
No.
This is Annan's responsibility. Write down that she has to explain what sex is to you, and you can follow up with her after.
Here's the question I have to ask you, Quinny.
What?
Do you think Annan's better at sex, or do you think you're better at sex? Because I want to learn from the best, because I'm a king, so I can't be bad at things.
I have given zero thought to that.
Well, think about it right now. If I'm getting this wrong and you know it right, are you the best at sex, or is someone else?
I'm extremely proficient at sex. However,
Annan's better.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion. Let's not say anything crazy here.
God damn.
Maybe you ask her what she thinks.
I'll ask her if she's better at sex than you, because you said she might be.
You can ask her if she thinks she's the best at sex.
Okay, and if she says no, then I'll circle back to you.
Fuck.
Is Annan the best at sex? Okay,
I
perfect.
gotta get in touch with Annan before you do.
Perfect. So I've got a good question to ask. I feel like I understand your situation a little better, and I look forward to discussing feelings and stuff afterwards.
Yeah. Don't tell a lot of people that you don't know what sex is, okay?
I know what it is. You say I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I do.
Maybe I don't know what it is. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. That is.
Oh.
Don't tell other people.
Oh, okay. I won't do that unless they can teach me.
Talk to Annan.
I'm going to talk to Annan and I'll circle back to you. Got it.
Fine. Yes.
Maybe Gartok knows about sex.
Talk to Annan, butthole.
Okay.
8 hours later.
Just pointing at you wrote it down. Talk to Annan.
So 8 hours later, you having not had time to go talk to Annan about this because you're about to go on a mission. You've got your gear. You've got your stuff for Ginny. Is there anything else you want to pick up? Gartok, you've completed your growing. It's portal o'clock. So is there anything you want before you go through the portal?
So we theoretically will have slept overnight again, so we can get that in place. We would have compared the map with Seamus, so we would know where to Raven Gate ourselves down and what that comparable topography is. For Butthole, it would be he would write a letter to Annan asking the question about is Annan the best at sex? If so, I have to talk to her about it. You'd leave the message for Reginald, and then we have had people adamantining armor for Butthole's suit getting adamantine was number 1, and then working on hammer stuff afterwards was number 2. Has there been any progress on that, or is that still ongoing?
Yes. So I think it would be safe to say that work is complete now. They're, not for all the hammers and stuff, but for you, Butthole. And forgive me, you're getting the armor. Who else? Juniper, I assume?
Yeah, he would do that for anybody who needs combat armor of the group if they want it. And then the thought
my
was
armor blinged in stone.
Yeah, it's you have that. So
Yeah.
it's if Juniper / Gartok / whoever wanted it. Otherwise, it was Butthole, the hammers. It kind of becomes a symbol of it. So for anybody who doesn't want to change their suit, it's easy to add the kind of Mandalorian shoulder pad of just oh, here's a symbol of Asgard
This would
adamantine.
like this wouldn't replace the armor of Blingden Stone. I think it would be like modifications to.
Oh,
to
okay,
the
that's
armor.
cool.
Yeah, so
Fucking A.
I think it'd be safe to say that all of you can have that.
So what does it do?
Adamantine
technically?
armor means that if we could just make it melee if you want, Tom, we could do it, whatever. Yeah, but melee crits don't count as critical attacks. A 20 is just a hit if it hits, not the other way around. Obviously, that could change with magical abilities. We give Tom full flavor on that,
Okay.
but rules as
Don't
written.
count as true crits.
Correct.
Okay.
The enemies cannot score a critical strike against adamantine armor.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
So we'll say armor of Blingden Stone is now imbued with adamantine.
You can have a
Right
nice
through.
an overlayer, giving you some extra
Yeah,
shine.
I was imagining it being like with video game armor upgrades, where it's just like now it's got extra like filigree and stuff,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
the edges are a different color and
Cool.
Yeah, for Butthole, it'll be the same armor design he's had as like fancier regal armor, but with the adamantine, it's got a certain amount of shine to it now. It's a purer silver. It's like a whiter silver than it was when it was the kind of iron. But he can dull it up with soot and stuff like that if he needs to go out into the field and not shine like a diamond. He's for him, that's good to go. He's handled all his business, interpersonal and national.
great. Quinny, was there anything else you'd be doing before?
I think just now making sure that Ginny's got everything she'll need to survive and thrive with
Great.
us on this mission. So that's already kind of taken care of. So that's what he would focus on.
Cool. Okay, I like that.
Gartok, is there anything you do after laying in a field for 8 hours in prep?
Gartok would just gather the town watch just in the grove and just give a little inspirational speech to them.
I'm going to need to hear that speech, and I'm going to need to see that roll.
Hello, Town Watch. You fine folks have been selected because you are reliable and of good character. Now, I'm going away for a bit, and I expect that while you're here, you will remain reliable and in good character, which means no killing, right? We already talked about that in the interview. No hurting people unless they're like a direct threat. You gotta like subdue them, but nothing beyond that. And by threat, I mean like actively causing harm, okay? Like, let's just be clear. You're here to protect the citizens, all right? You all can protect, you're all reliable and have good character, and you're all capable of protecting the citizens of Asgard. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
He's like pointing at each individually and saying it.
This is the lion's share of the speech.
How many guards are there, Tom?
I think we'll say 20.
Okay, so he only has to say it 20 times.
Yeah.
Well, that's if he keeps accurate count. Some people might get it twice if he gets mixed up.
I'm sure some people get it twice. Like, he didn't start at one side and work. Like, he was just going random as he caught people's eyes.
It
Like,
doesn't hurt to be told twice that you can do it.
yeah.
Now, as someone who's done commercial recordings for voiceover and stuff like that, when Gartok is saying the exact same phrase 20 times, is it the same delivery every time? Does he switch it up? Does he get
They
lost?
all need to be equally inspired.
Okay.
You can do it. 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 You can do you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Oh shit. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Who have I missed?
Me?
You can do it.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, we didn't
You
get
can
one.
do it. You can do
No,
it.
she already
You
had
can do
one.
it. You can you can do it twice. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Anyone?
I think you got us all. We can do it. And collectively they all, we can do it.
Sounds like you're spamming fireballs in a fighting game.
Gartok's LARPing as the Chief Justice.
Go ahead and
All
roll.
right, now go forth and protect the town.
Okay, can you roll me a...
I mean, protect Asgard.
I guess
It's kind of a city-state. Protect the people of Asgard.
I would take performance or persuasion.
Performance. That's 18.
18. Yeah, they're cheers again. Like this is what they signed up for, so they're generally excited. We'll add that to the next check-ins on Town watch. Write that down on my things to check in with next time we get back to town and see how that went in your absence. Excellent. So they give a cheer, and Gartok, you feel good about this. You feel like they're inspired. No one there is like sharpening knives or anything. So you feel like Juniper picked the right folks.
Awesome.
And with that, you're able to meet back up with the rest of the team. So the three of you plus Ginny and Goblin Jr. have arrived sort of at the portal, which is in the courtyard. There's already foundation being built around it to kind of create a little... It's so stupid, but I'm thinking like the Jurassic Park bunkers that are just kind of like out in the field. Just a little concrete bunker. So they're in the middle of securing that, putting it up. Honor System and Declan are there from the sort of architectural perspective, also not trusting that the fucking Stone Age they're living in has any sense of how to make something secure. There is a tense air between them and Seamus, but a begrudging respect, begrudging understanding of kind of the value of this. Although I guess I should ask, Declan and Honor System, how do you feel about Seamus being the gatekeeper?
How mad do you think these two guys would have been? Seamus has been missing for days, and he comes back.
Declan is so paranoid and really only cares about Seamus, so he would have had to be actively fooled into thinking Seamus was around while he did other things. And I was doing the mental math on this, and I think if Declan asked Bucky what Seamus was doing, Bucky would probably say something along the lines of that Seamus was working on something, which was innately true. He just wasn't in the castle. So Declan does not trust or like Bucky and has learned to ask more specific questions. But the idea of the gatekeeper, the idea of like learning magic, it's kind of what he wanted. You got to be powerful for it to math out. So he doesn't like it, but it's fine. He would want to have a conversation with Alyn to check in on like one thing, because he's got like one burning question, which is just like, if it comes down to the magic, would Alyn, this would be a conversation he wouldn't have with Seamus, he would have this with Honor System and then be like, we need to get this answer recorded in use so we can show it to Seamus, because Alyn will probably be more honest with us than Seamus. I don't know where Alyn's motivations lie, but if it comes to the pursuit of all-powerful magic or our son's life,
yes,
and she had to choose,
yes,
which one would she choose?
This would be good to know.
And I think Seamus needs to know, because if it's not him, then he's got to know to look out for himself.
Yes. Perhaps we'll have to intensify his combat training.
Yes, that would be wise. And we may need to see if we can come up with a plan in the darkest timeline to shoot Alyn in the head.
Yes.
Otherwise, this does feel like a significant upgrade for the boy, and if he's useful, he'll be around. And I trust the king to keep him alive or not kill him or get him killed.
I agree. And I believe having the ability to create portals, as I understand it, will benefit the boy in escaping dangerous situations.
Yes, and if he can get to the point where he's got Alyn's mastery of no longer needing the Raven portal, but just portaling around whenever he wants, that's probably the biggest key to safety. The only time we've ever truly been in danger is when we couldn't get away from a job.
He seems to be keenly interested in this. I think it's ultimately better for him if we embrace and encourage this, as opposed to try to keep him from doing it.
All right, let's go give him our approval and create contingency plans once he's at work.
Yes.
And then we go tell Seamus that.
Yep.
Fast forward to this moment.
Great. So the tense sort of silence between you is more that he really doesn't want to fuck this up, because he's just like really crossed a boundary with you guys and got away with it. So now it's like, oh, but I have to have a result for this immediately. So he slots the gemstone. He has to have a little stool to do it, but he slots the gemstone into the top of the portal, and he says, okay, so based on the maps we were looking at, there is a portal within Baldur's Gate itself, but that doesn't seem to get you close enough to where you want to go. the Cloakwood, just south of Baldur's Gate, seems to be relatively close to where this map is pointing. And it was known long ago for having a whole series of portals, not unlike Mistress Alyn's laboratory. So my guess is, and he twists the gem slightly, says, I was tinkering with this, and I believe I can essentially hack, and he like turns to Declan and Honor System because he's using like lingo that you guys would understand, but he doesn't know other people. I can essentially hack that portal system to deliver you there. So he puts out his hand, he closes his eyes, and nothing happens. And he just like turns around awkwardly and looks at him and says, "Sorry, can you talk amongst yourselves or something? Please don't tell Mr. Alyn." And he tries again. It's not one. The portal just like opens into the Raven Gate space, and there's just like a bunch of apprentices in the middle of a delicate lesson who all get spooked because a gate opens, and one of them's just like, "God damn it, Seamus, we're busy here." And he says, "Sorry, everyone, sorry." Closes it and goes, "Okay, all right." Third time, he really like closes his eyes, takes a very, very deep breath, and just says, "Don't fuck it up, boy," and touches the portal, and it opens into a forest. You're immediately hit by kind of a fresh gust of air. To Alyn's point, shit blows through portals. So,
delightful.
Yeah, leaves kind of scatter through, and you see a large forest sort of looming before you. And Seamus turns around with a big grin on his face, and he says, "Behold the Cloakwood, the place that you will find your contact, I hope." And he looks at Ginny and just says, and you too, you give him hell. Go Junior Jace." And she's like, yeah, go Junior Jace. Shut up, Seamus. All right, we doing this?
We are. Stay close. And Quinny will go through.
Butthole, follow.
Onward.
And Ginny throws up the hood of her cloak, and with a grin just slides an obsidian mask of sharp angles with sort of like red filigree around the eyes and a slight smirk, and says, "So also goes dark shadow smoke." And she goes to roll through the portal, trips over a rock, and just completely whiffs it into the portal space as it snaps shut behind her.
Oh, banging her shins on the bottom of that portal. What a bummer.
Oh, yeah.
Ginny,
Yeah.
can you see well enough through that mask?
Yeah.
It's really cool, but it's less cool if it obstructs some of your vision.
I don't know. I think it was a really like bold choice because one of the challenges with a new identity is like, how do you make it memorable? And I think maybe dark shadow smoke just falls into every room.
I don't want to talk about it. Can we just go find this lady? And she's like, gets up. And Quinny, you're just watching yourself in the past, like just the frustration of any time you try to do something cool, like readjusting her cloak. And she's like, "Don't tell Bucky." All right, can we go?
Yep. Just, when that happens, you can recover by going into a roll.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. All right. So goes dark shadow smoke. Can we just?
Yes. Okay. Stay close.
Yeah. Let's go find a lady.
Yeah.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time.
Christopher Little, George Dolby. Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald. Logan, Fire Unfriendly. Grandma Likes D&D, Alyn. Stabby Stranger. Glitch Trick. Flynn1138. Alarain Okapi. Schrodinger's Pepper. Madre de Gatos. Lady Maiden. Garbo Ape. Locke. Sam Schaefer. Waffle Marine. Dagger Rain. Rob L. Dia de los Hoodless. Squishy Werewolf. Remy Funky Head. Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky. Lael. Shulzari. The Long Family. Jordan Oliver. Richard Wright. Brittany Fenwick. Alex Parr. Old Man Mojo. Dragonfly. The Body Barrelers. Megan Werner. A Man Out of Time. Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com. Panda24NN. Shendra D. Your Homeboy Bones. The Gator Family. Ellis Hatch. Odigenous. Dan the Welshman. Afflicto Gaming. Aiden. Beef Not Cheese. And Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.